In this video, I will demonstrate how to create a step list for your Drupal website. Step lists are a great way to organize a process or sequential information. They can provide instructions about completing a task or offer a clear process for accessing a benefit or service. There are three main parts to building a step list. First, we'll create the steps, then we'll build the list, and finally, we'll place the step list on a basic page. Let's get started. I have opened a basic page on which I have a couple of sample step lists already placed. The title of the first list is Building Your New Website, and below the title is a short description and a link to a list of video tutorials. Below that are 3 steps in a numbered list. Each step has a title, a description, and at least one link, each of which takes a visitor to a new page. A bit further down this page, I have a second step list with a troubleshooting protocol. This one has the title hidden, does not include a description, and has 4 bulleted items without links. Now that you've seen a couple of examples, let's see how to make one of our own. It starts with creating the steps for our step list. To do this, start by hovering over Create in the side navigation, and in the menu that appears, scroll or go down to select Step. This will take you to the Create Step page. Required fields are marked with a red asterisk near the name of the field. All other fields are optional. The only required fields in a step are the title and the description. Let's start by entering a title. In this title field, I will write Step 1. In the description field, I will enter some placeholder text that reads Description of Step 1. Then, in the Step Links section, I'm going to add one link. In the URL field, start entering the name of the page you want to link. I'll enter the word Start. When you see the page you want in the drop-down menu, select it. I will select the page called Getting Started. Once you select a page to link, you must also enter link text. So I'll enter the name of the page in this field. Getting Started. I just want to add one link, but you can enter up to 2 links by selecting the Add Another Item button below the first link. At the bottom of the page, there is a drop-down menu next to the words Save As, where you can choose from a few different saving options such as Draft or Review if your step needs to be reviewed before publishing. I will select Published from this drop-down menu and then select the blue Save button to save this step. Fast forward, I have created 2 more steps using this same method, and now I'm ready to create my step list. Hover over Create in the side navigation, and this time in the menu, find and select Step List. This will bring you to the Create Step List page. Again, required fields are marked with a red asterisk, and other fields are optional. A step list requires a title that you can toggle to hide or show by checking the checkbox underneath the title field, a choice between a bulleted or numbered list, and at least one step. Let's start by giving our step list a title. In the title field at the top of the page, I will write How to Do Everything. I will leave the Hide Title checkbox unchecked to keep my title visible on the page, and then move on. The description is optional, but let's add something anyway. So in this field, I will enter Description of this list of steps. Below the description field is a set of fields to enter a link with text. This too is optional, but I'll add a link to a contact page here. In the URL field, I'll start entering the name of the contact I want, which is How We Do It. And when his name comes up in the menu of options below the field, I'll select it. For the link text, I will write Contact how we do it for help. I could add a second link by selecting the Add Another Item button here, but I don't need to. Then choose whether you want a bulleted list or a numbered list. The system defaults to a numbered list, and I will leave that as is for this example. Moving on, it's time to start selecting our steps for this list in the Steps area by selecting the gray Add Step button. A pop-up window will appear. If you haven't yet created steps, you can do so using these fields. But since we're using steps we have made already, we can select the link at the top of this window called Step Library to see all existing steps. In the Step Library, select the checkbox to the left of the step you want to add. I will select Step 1. And then select the blue Select button at the bottom of this window. The pop-up window disappears, and back on my Create Step List page, I can now see Step 1 listed in the Steps area, along with buttons to remove, replace, or edit that step. Next, I will select the Add Step button again to add the next step to my list. Fast forward, and following the same steps we just went over, I have added 2 more steps to my step list for a total of 3 steps. After the Steps area, there is a drop-down menu next to the word Save As, where you can choose from a few different saving options such as Draft or Review if your steps list needs to be reviewed before publishing. I will select Published from this drop-down menu. At the very bottom of this page, we can choose the blue Save button to save our step list, or we can choose the gray Preview button to get a preview of our list. For this demonstration, let's just go ahead and select the blue Save button. Now that we've built our step list, let's add it to a basic page. Basic pages are the only places you can add a step list. I have opened a basic page, and I'd like to insert my step list just under this first paragraph of text. Start by selecting the blue Edit button in the upper right corner of the fixed administrative toolbar at the top of the window to open the page editor. Then scroll or go to the body field of this page and select a space under the paragraph of text at the top of this body field to place the cursor. From the toolbar at the top of the body field, select the Insert Component icon to open the drop-down menu. From this drop-down menu, select Step List. A pop-up window will appear. At this point, you can create an entirely new step list with new steps in these fields. This is an entirely valid way to create a step list. But we will be inserting the step list we just created, so we'll look for it in the Step List Library by selecting the Step List Library link at the top of this window. Select the checkbox to the left of the name of the list you want to insert. We will select the checkbox next to the list we titled How to Do Everything, and then select the blue Select button at the bottom of this window, and then select the blue Embed button in the next smaller pop-up window, leaving the default settings as they are. This will close the pop-ups and show us the body field of our basic page, where now there is a gray box with the title of our step list. You can drag and drop this box to move it within the body field, and you can also select the box and delete it to remove it. But we want to keep this one here, so our last step will be to scroll or go to the very bottom of the page and select the blue Save button to save our work. This will take us back to our basic page where, just under the first paragraph of text, we can see our step list nicely installed. If you need to edit a step or a step list, the best thing to do is to go to the Content Overview by selecting Content from the side navigation on the left side of the window. And then select either Step or Step List from the Content Type drop-down menu, and then selecting the Filter button, and then look for the name of the item you wish to edit. When you find it, select its name to open the edit page for that item. Note that when you open a step list to edit it, you can also edit the steps within that list by selecting the gray Edit button in line with the step you want to edit in the Steps area. And as always, be sure to scroll or go to the bottom of the page and select Save to save any changes. And that is how you create, place, find, and edit a step list on a basic page. You're invited to check out related tutorials such as how to create button groups, link collections, and automatic lists. Thanks for watching.